Good morning, Year 4, and welcome to Tuesday's English lesson. Jump up to your feet and let's get going doing some movement. So copy what I am doing. What I'd like to do first of all, we'll start with jogging on the spot. Okay, and let's go round. Okay, you can start punching as well. Okay, nicely punch it. Okay, right, what I'd like you to do is as you're jogging, arms out to side like that, going forward. Well done. And arms going back. Oh, we've got to do this. So go like that. Okay. Up there. Okay, arms right up. Now just one arm. So you do opposite sides of your arms. And then across your body. Done this one before. And then down to the floor. Well done. Okay, now we need to do some little jumps. Okay, and now imagine there's something on the floor and you're trying to jump over it. Okay, so imagine there's something you're trying to get over to the other side. Well done. Use your arms. And big smile on your face. Showing lots of energy. Well done. Right, let's do some star jumps. Well done. Okay. Okay, and then some neck kicks. And you can jump, lots of energy. Well done, everybody. Okay. And then with no hips, you go right down, touch the floor, and jump. Well done. Are we ready to do some work? Well done, everybody. Okay, so get your books out, get your pencils ready, and just remember, we are also looking out for Monty and Blueberry. They are somewhere hiding from us. Okay, so it is Tuesday, the 26th of January, and our WALT today is to spell words ending in the suffix ation and shun. So what I would like you to do is pause the video, copy down the date and the WALT, making sure beautiful handwriting, joined, nice tall letters tall, small letters all the same height. And remember, all the time presentation is really, really important. So pause the video and do that. Right, so this week in our spellings, you hopefully will be doing your spelling test, okay? And remember to let us know your scores for the spellings that you've done from last week. They were words ending in ation, and we're continuing to look at adding the suffix ation to words. Now, I wonder if you can remember any of the rules that we looked at last week for adding the suffix ation. Pause the video and have a think. Okay, did you remember that if the root word doesn't end in E, then you don't do anything at all, you just simply add the suffix ation. Okay, remember the root word is the word on its own before you add anything to it, and then you can add a suffix at the end or a prefix at the start, and today we are adding suffixes. So an example where we don't do anything to the word is inform. You can see that word on the board, inform, and then you add the suffix ation to make information. If the root word ends in an E, but not ate, okay, you get rid of the E and you add ation. So our example there is imagine, ends in an E, you get rid of that E and you add ation, imagination. And then if the root word ends in ate, we get rid of the ate and we add ation. And our example there is educate, get rid of the ate and add ation to make education. Okay, so I want you to have a think how you would add the suffix to the following words. So the first word I've given you is create. Pause the video, write down what you think that is going to become when you add ation. Well done if you spotted it ends in ate, so we need to get rid of the ate and add tion to make creation. What about the word relegate? Pause the video, have a try of adding ation. Well done if you managed to see that it ends in ate, so you got rid of that and you added ation to make relegation. What about vibrate? You might be beginning to see a pattern here. Pause the video, try and write this one down, adding ation. Well done if you managed to spot it ends in ate again, and we need to get rid of the and add A-T-I-O-N, okay, to make vibration. We've got dedicate. Pause the video, have a try. Well done. If again you spotted it ends in A-T-E, and so we get rid of that and we add A-T-I-O-N, dedication. So our root words are in black, and once we've added the suffix, they are in red there. And we've got indicate. What's this one going to change to when we add ation? Pause the video, have a try. Well done. If you managed to work out, it was going to get rid of the A-T-E and become indication. So all of those words, they're in group 1 spellings this week, and group 2s, you are going to be taking off the A-T-E and adding ation, okay? Right, let's think about what those words mean then. Those are our words that we're going to be looking at in spellings this week. And I've given you 5 definitions. Those 5 definitions match these words, but they're not in the correct order. Now, if we want to find out the meaning of a word, what do we need to do? That's right, we go and get a dictionary. Now, if you've got a dictionary at home, please pause your video and go and get it. What order are words in a dictionary in? Well done. They are in alphabetical order. So if you are looking up the meaning of creation, it is going to be quite near the start of your dictionary because it begins with a C. And remember, in a dictionary, the word at the top of the page is the first word on that page, and the word at the top of the other page is the word at the bottom of that page. And they're all the words that are contained in that page. If you haven't got a dictionary, then you can also Google the definition of a word by just putting into Google, what is the meaning of creation? And it will give you a definition. So I'd like you to pause the video, and in a moment, I want you to match the word to the definition and write it out in your book, and also using it as a handwriting practice. So you will write the word creation and then work out which of these definitions is the correct definition, the correct meaning of creation, and write that very neatly next to it. Okay, so I'll just read the definitions. We've got a sign that something is going to happen, dropped down to a lower league or division, being committed to a task or cause, a tremor, shaking or quivering, bringing something into being. So let me know, have a pause the video, and then we'll go through the answers and we'll find out how you've got on. Right, did you work out that creation is bringing something into being? Vibration is a tremor, shaking or quivering. Relegation is dropped down to a lower league or division. Dedication is being committed to a task or a cause. You're being very dedicated at the moment to all of your work. And indication is a sign that something is going to happen. We also use that word sometimes when we are driving in a car, and we use our indicators to say which way we are going to go. Okay, count up how many of those you got correct. And then I've got some exercises for you. So if you got one correct, you are going to do, I'll just show you these up here. You are going to do some squats. If you've got 2 correct, you're going to do mountain climbers. If you've got 3 correct, star jumps. 4, run on the spot. 5, you can choose. Okay, so your time starts now. Off you go. You've got to keep moving for those full 30 seconds. If you're finding your exercise difficult, just slow it down, but still keep doing it. Okay, those of you doing your mountain climbers, your hands should be on the ground. You should be bringing your knees up to your chest. Star jumps, lots of energy jumping up. Okay, and obviously if you're running on the spot, make sure you are staying on the spot, not running all around your house. Okay, you have got nearly 5 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. So that was our suffix ation, and there are some words in your spellings this week with that, but we're also looking at adding the suffix shun. And we've got a whole other load of rules for that word. Our English language is a very silly language because there are so many different rules and different spelling rules, and it's a lot of things to remember in our heads, okay? But we will try, little by little, we'll break it down each time we do a spelling thing and try and get the gist of what happens to words when we add different suffixes and prefixes to them. So when the root words ends in DE, you remove the DE and add a shun. So an example of this word would be the word decide, okay? Decide ends in DE. So we remove the DE and it becomes decision when we add the S-I-O-N. So we get rid of the D-E and we add S-I-O-N instead. Right, so that's one of our rules. When the root word ends in SE, we remove the SE and add shun. So an example of that is this word, fuse. If you fuse things, you join them together. So if we're going to change that, if we're going to add shun, we get rid of the SE and we add SION to become fusion. Okay. And one more rule. If the word ends in SS, you remove one S and add SION. So an example of that is the word possess. Okay, so we remove one of our S's, take one off, and we add SION to make possession. So you still end up with a double S there, okay? But we've taken off one S and added SION. So those are our rules for adding SION. So let's see if we can have a little practice at this. So look at the word conclude. Decide for yourself what it ends in, and then can you pause the video and write down what you think it will become when you add SION. Okay, so hopefully you spotted that conclude ends in DE, and so you would need to take off the DE and add SION to make conclusion. And there it is. Right, what about fuse? Oh, better hide that because I've already used that as my example. Pause the video, have a try. Right, well done. If you spotted that it ends in SE, so we remove the SE and add SION to make fusion. Then we've got include. Have a look at what it ends in, have a think, pause your video, have a try. Well done if you spotted that just like conclude, include ends in DE. So we get rid of the DE and we write inclusion by adding SION. Then we've got decide. Okay, pause your video, have a try. Well done if you spotted that you get rid of the DE and add SION to make decision, and it's up there as well. Then we've got televise. Pause your video, have a think what that's going to become when you add shun. Well done if you spotted you need to take off the SE and add SION to make television. Okay, and one more, success. What is going to happen to success when you add SION? Pause your video and have a try. Well done if you spotted that success ends in a double S, and so we need to take off an S and add SION to make succession, and we'll end up with a double SION at the end. Okay, right, this is what I'd like you to do as activity 1. There are 2 activities today, but this is activity 1. If you're in groups 1 and 2 for spelling, you need to do both of the tables that are on the board, but let's talk about this one first. This is for adding the suffix ation. So you're going to look at your spellings for the week and you're going to work out where they need to go. If the root word doesn't end in E, then it would go in this column, like inform and information. If the root word ends in E, but not 8, it would go in this column, like sensation, okay? And if the root word ends in 8, like create, it would go in this column. And what I'd like you to do is go through your spellings and see which words you think should go in each column, and then maybe do a little bit more of an investigation and see what other words you can find that end in ation or that you can add ation to, and decide which columns they would go into. Your second thing to do, and this is for groups 1, 2, and 3, you all copy this table into your books, and this is to do with adding the suffix shun. And again, look at the column. For root words ending in DE, it goes in this column. Root words ending in SE go in this column, and root words ending in double S go in this column. So you're going to look through the spellings that you've got and decide which columns they need to go in. And then again, if you're able to, find some other examples for each word to go in the columns. You may need to look through some books, you may need to look in a dictionary, or talk to someone at home and see if they know any other words that we add shun to, and then look up the spelling of and how the root word is changed when you add shun. So that's activity 1. You may want to pause the video now because there is a second activity that I want to explain to you. But so if you want to pause the video and do this activity first, that's fine, or listen to the whole video and then go and do the 2 things. So if you're groups 1 and 2 spelling, you're doing both of those tables. If you're group 3, you're just doing this table. When you've completed that, we're going to do some reading. And today your reading is on a sheet that is in the folder for Tuesday's English. If you're in Harry Potter, there is a folder labelled Harry Potter, and you are going to be reading The Queen's Elephant. If you're in Matilda, Missing Unicorn, Fantastic Mr. Fox, People of the Rainforest, and then Billionaire Boy and Hetty Feather, there is one folder for you. But when you look at the text, one of them has got 3 stars on it and one of them has got 2 stars on it. If you are Hetty Feather, please can you read and try and answer the 3-star questions, and Billionaire Boy, try and answer the 2-star questions. Okay, now when we are doing reading, just remember, if we don't know the meaning of a word, what can we do? That's right, we've talked about this in class. We can read the whole sentence to try and gauge an understanding of what is going on. If the question says, give an example from the text, that's exactly what you need to do. You need to take a word or a phrase out of the text and put it in as part of your answer. If it says, give your opinion and explain why, then you need to explain why you think that based on what you have read. I am looking for answers that show a really good understanding of the text. So if there is something you're not sure about and you've tried the way of working it out by reading the sentence, then do ask somebody, okay, so that you understand fully what is going on. So that is your second activity. You've got your spelling activity and your reading activity, and that is today's work, okay? Now, just before you go and get on with your work, I wonder, has anybody spotted Blueberry and Monty today? Okay, I think Monty's fairly obvious to spot. Here he is up here. Okay, Monty's managed to get himself stuck to the board today. Wonder what about Blueberry? Where's Blueberry? Bit more blending in with the colour. But look, did you notice Blueberry's in the top of my cup? Sat there. So well done, Blueberry and Monty. You've done some good hiding there. Okay. Good luck with that work today. If you've got any questions about it, do contact us. Otherwise, enjoy and have a great day, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow.